Time to pay some bills. Literally. Yo! What's good, everybody? We got a special video, man. Now, you guys always hear me when I always say, time to pay some bills. Time to pay some bills. And some people like, Cash, you're rich, man. You've been doing YouTube for almost 10 years. You got money. Blah, blah, blah. God, that's not the point, right? When I say it's time to pay some bills, this is a everyday motivational quote. When you were born, somebody got to pay for that doctor bill to cut their umbilical cord. If you get hurt right now, you call an ambulance. Somebody clocking in, y'all. Listen, when you born to death, your casket costs money. When somebody bury you, if you don't got insurance, guess who got paid for it? Your loved one or your family members. Everything is paying bills. That's why I say it, y'all. I don't mean it in no scummy way, but this is just me telling you guys, get up out your ass and go and pay some bills. Because the bills is coming. It's inevitable. All right? So the video here is, this is how much your life costs from birth to death. This should be interesting. Let's get to the video.
What is a life worth? Is it even possible to put a price tag on the cost of living a long, healthy life? The answer is yes, and life is more expensive than you possibly could imagine.
I already knew this.
Until death, this is how much your life...
Listen, bro, listen. I grew up in a family, y'all. Listen, bro. I had people cons at a young age, teenager. I had to have 2 jobs while playing basketball. Like my mama and dad taught me the hustle. You feel me? Like how to get it out the mud. You feel me? I done went from hustling. Before my first YouTube videos, when I used to do giveaways, I used to have to go to Goodwill and all the like garage sales and things like that and place it on eBay. So I can use that excessive income from there. So I can pay for these type of giveaways and things, man. Listen, bro. You got to have it in your heart to hustle, man. And pay these bills, y'all. Because they ain't going to pay themselves, bro. All right, that bill collector, listen. We're going to get to the video. But guess what? Like, he about to come knocking on your door. He not skipping your door, y'all. Every day bills got to be due, bro. When you go pay, when you go to the gas station. Whew, hopefully you guys get it.
Will cost. It is expensive to be born, but in some cases it's
just
as costly to be conceived. More and more couples are turning to in vitro fertilization and other methods as an option to get pregnant. Unfortunately, insurance rarely covers these treatments, and they often come with a hefty price tag. Depending on the circumstances, if you were to be conceived in vitro fertilization,
if you don't pull out, that's a bill itself. You go right to Walgreens and get that $60 bill. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Plan B. If you don't pay for that, you're going to have a bill to pay for 18 years. That's inevitable. I mean, hell, yeah, I broke these headsets. Look, these headsets are broken. 100 Thieves, help me back out, man. I broke the headsets. That's a bill. You guys gonna go wrong.
Base price for the procedure would most likely cost
I'm on pre-workout, y'all.
$15,000. But due to an additional medication and constant doctor check, $12,000 and $15,000. But due to an additional procedure would most likely cost between $12,000 and $15,000.
So you meant to tell me some of you women out there, y'all going out there and y'all paying for somebody to insert sperm in you. Wait. No. Not somebody. You're not paying somebody. You're going to the doctor to go get it, and then they put a needle in there. $12,000 to $15,000? How about you get that bill to me? You feel me? I can help you out there quickly.
But due to an additional medication and constant doctor checkups, the average cost for IVF is closer to $20,000. And that's before you're even brought into the world. The price for you to be born into a hospital varies by location, but on average, a natural birth costs somewhere between $5,000 and $11,000. If there are complications and your mother needs a C-section, the price tag for giving birth can go up another $3,000. Basically, being born is an expensive prospect, and that is nothing compared to how much the rest of your life will cost. We're going to take the time right now to mention that the cost of an entire life will vary by country, state, and even neighborhood. But for this scenario, let's imagine you were born a healthy baby in the United States. So now that you've been brought into the world, the next set of expenses start to add up. According to the U.S. Surgeon General, the average cost of food and formula for a baby's first year of living is around $1,500. And all of that food has to go somewhere, so you're costing your parents another $1,000 on diapers simultaneously.
Look at this! At this point, I'm just feeding you money down your throat, and you shit on me.
And this doesn't even include things like clothing, toys, and strollers, which you will eventually grow out of. The cost of raising an infant is estimated to be around $13,000 annually for the first few years of their life. At some point, your parents will have to go back to work to pay for your cost of living, which means you'll require some form of daycare, which usually runs a bill of somewhere around $8,500 a year. This does not include the money that needs to be shelled out for babysitters so your parents can enjoy an evening without you every once in a while. The crazy part is that as you grow up, you become more expensive. Everything you need, like food, clothing, school, transportation, hobbies, making sure you're healthy, costs money. By the time you grow up to be a teenager, your life cost will be somewhere around $300,000. Your teenage years and early 20s are among the most expensive times of your life, so your price tag is about to skyrocket. To start, the average price of being a teenager is around $15,000 a year. During this time of life, food costs increase as growing teens require a lot of nutrients during puberty. Most of you also started driving in your teenage years. Even if you pay for your own car, you'll still need to be insured. Your parents will likely pay that bill, and insurance companies see you as a high risk. And this can cost around $2,000
this
annually.
is crazy,
Then there are the
man.
school expenses. Your parents will most likely send you to a public school, so there's no tuition fee. But if they want you in a good school district, the amount of taxes they'll have to
Public school over here. Public school gang in the chat right now, man, you know.
pay will be higher, meaning they're forking over more money to the government to give you the best education possible. On top of that, there are school supplies and equipment you'll need for all those extracurriculars you do. This means your educational costs in the middle and high school years are around $2,100 a year. Now,
and let's not forget the J's, you know, we all got that one kid who go to school, you know what I mean? Dad is a dope dealer or something like that, you feel me? Or, a scammer, something like that, you feel me? So he coming to school every week with some new J's, all the girls looking at him, you peeping at him. Man, and now you down your parents though talking about, hey, can I get that pair of shoes? Can I get the new Air Force Ones? Can I get the new Air Force Ones? You know what I mean? But they want to take you to Payless to get you some replica Air Force Ones that don't say Air, but they got a Nike check. You feel me? So it's just bro. Oh man, traumatized, y'all. These bills gotta get paid, man.
now you've entered perhaps the most expensive part of your life. College is a great time to find yourself and what you're interested in.
Oh, college? You can cut that right there, man. That's on you. Once you start at college, bro, you out of high school, bro, all that going towards you. Towards you. They ain't on your parents anymore, bro. Them loans towards you.
However, this comes at a price. The average cost for a 4-year course is somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000 a year. Unfortunately, you may decide that you want to go to a private college where you'll pay closer to $50,000 annually. This means that if you graduate on time, your college tuition costs will be close to $200,000.
And do you know what it is to graduate on time? You know how much time that is, y'all? You know how many hours you gotta do a semester? You can't work no part-time job if you go to a college, right? When you say I'm gonna graduate in 4 years, right? Which, everybody playing is, you got no time. No, you can't even fail a course. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, college is a big finesse, but I'm not stopping people going to get your education, go get your education. You feel me, bro? Because, you might need it, bro. I dropped out of college, I think, within 2 years, you know what I mean? I dropped out to go do Walmart. And I moved up the chain and become assistant manager within like 2 years or a year and a half. And then I found YouTube, I'm not against college, man. It's just that, bro, what my mistake was, I went to college because I wanted to be cool. You know what I mean? Like everybody else want to get out the hood, whatever it is, and go to college just so you went to college. I went for the wrong reasons, but I went for graphic designing, and I learned how to do thumbnails and how to edit videos from there, but I didn't know my future was for YouTube. Feel me? If you're gonna go to college, make sure, because it's a big ass bill, and you're gonna be paying for it right after you go, get in the work field. Make sure it's something that you really enjoy, man.
Hopefully you'll get
You
scholarships.
gotta go to college to be
and
successful in life.
That's not guaranteed. And since your textbooks in college cost somewhere around $1,000 a year at some institutions,
Yep.
your life costs a lot more than just the tuition price alone during college. This doesn't even take into consideration the approximately $5,000 a year you'll spend on food. And that's if you're conservative with your eating habits. It's not out of the realm of possibility that you'll incur costs in the hundreds of thousands of dollars during your 4 years of college, and you haven't even entered the real world yet. Luckily, if you get a good job, you'll be able to live comfortably and hopefully pay off some of that debt. Even so, we haven't looked at how expensive being an adult can be. The average adult spends around $400 on groceries each month.
Damn, I gotta. Sheesh.
However, eating is not the largest expense you'll have.
Heart attack on these prices.
Since you're now working a full-time job and making your own decisions, you will make mistakes. Those things could be like spending too much in online shopping or charging items to your credit card that you aren't able to pay off right away. These mistakes come with interest, and that's a bad thing. By the time you're a full-blown adult, you'll likely have somewhere around $90,000 worth of debt to your name. The monthly
I have not met one person who finished college and have said, around my age group, and said that, yeah, they finished what they did. Have not met one person yet. I met people with degrees. I promise you, bro, one time, when I was assistant manager at Walmart in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Cortana Walmart. Check it out, man. Real ratchet out there. Man, I had a drive-by in the parking lot, bro. Crazy. My second day on the job. Real talk. But, crazy. Listen, I hired a maintenance worker. Maintenance. This dude had a master's. Yes, had a master's. I hired him to do maintenance overnight.
Cost of living for an adult can be broken down into key categories. Each one
he was happy with it. He was content with it.
The average cost of renting or owning a home is around $1,600. This is a recurring expense for the duration of your life, since you will always need a place to live. Plus, you also want health insurance, of course. So every month, your life cost increases by another $1,000 just to protect yourself from becoming bankrupt from one hospital trip. You'll also likely have to go places, so you either need public transportation or keep your own car. Either way, this is another expense that is incorporated into the cost of your life. And no one wants to be stuck at home all the time, so you'll also be taking vacations, visiting friends and family, or just going abroad now and then. These expenditures will cost somewhere close to $12,000 a year. There is one other major expense that adds to your life cost as an adult: marriage. The average budget for a wedding is somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000. This is a huge investment for one day of celebrating. However, there's always the cost-effective method of eloping or having a town hall wedding.
And if you the breadwinner, you gotta fold to her. Yeah. Anything go wrong, you do anything wrong, she can divorce you, take 50%. Check, yeah. Be careful.
But there is something else to keep in mind during this part of your life. Close to 40% of marriages end in divorce. This means that there's
It ain't nothing but a title. This ain't nothing but a title. So what, you know, the thing go tell their friends, girl, I'm married. What? I don't care about. I'm sleep, boy. And then the ring they're showcasing about. That's in the thousands. Check it out, man.
Decent chance
Putting
you might
guys
spend
game right now, bro.
$15,000 to finalize the divorce and move on with your life. This brings us back to marriage. Around 80% of divorcees get remarried. This doesn't necessarily mean you'll be spending as much money on a second wedding as your first marriage, but it also doesn't mean you won't.
I didn't even know
it's
80% get remarried.
Possibility that the cost of your life is inflated by marriages and divorces. At some point, you'll grow old, and as an elderly person, life doesn't get any cheaper. Up until this point, your life has been expensive and your cumulative life cost is definitely in the millions. But don't think retiring means you'll stop racking up the bills. After you're out of your working years and happily retired, life gets expensive in a different way. For example, the Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates that the average retiree spends around $50,000 a year. The major expenses change over time, since during the early years of retirement,
I'm gonna always be reacting to videos, y'all. Don't you guys worry, man. This channel not going nowhere.
The main expenses of living shift to medical
as long as bills that needs to be paid,
possible.
cash nets in place would be here.
Nursing home, which costs around $9,000 a month to live. This means senior you.
Just don't go nowhere, y'all. All right, stick with me. I'm gonna stick with you guys, man. If you go somewhere, I can't pay bills, man. You feel me? Please, you're a customer. I appreciate you.
will shell out over $100,000 a year for medical care and living space until the end of your life. Not everyone goes to nursing homes, and some people spend much more than $100,000 a year on assisted living facilities, but either way, getting old is expensive, which brings us to one of the most costly events in your life, and you aren't even alive to see it. Even though death is technically the end of your story, it is the final expense that needs to be added to calculate how much your life costs. On average, it costs approximately $20,000 to die. This is due to funeral and burial expenses, but even if you're cremated, you're looking at a price tag close to $12,000.
Oh my gosh! Literally, and my mama's so cheap, she said cremate her because she don't want to put that burden on us. But what she don't know, that's money too. Sheesh.
To dying, it is expensive to be a human, but how expensive? You know your life is worth well into the millions if you've been adding up the numbers as we've gone along, but how many millions exactly? Your childhood from birth to the teenage years costs around $300,000. Then from being a teenager and going to college, you can add another $300,000 to your total cost of living. At this point, your life has cost over $500,000, but you're only about a quarter of the way through it. You have to live the adult life and all the expenses that come with it for around 30 years before you can retire. Your life as a senior citizen will incur another $1 million or so worth of expenses based on the path you chose for retirement and senior living, and these numbers are based on you only making it to the age of 80. If you live longer, your life costs more, and since the end of someone's life is where the cost of living increases due to medical needs and lifestyle in general, the cost of your life could grow exponentially. When all is said and done, the value of your entire life will be somewhere between $3 and $10 million. It's a rough estimate as everyone's life will be different depending on the country they're born in and their decisions. But think of how crazy those numbers are. You likely will never be a millionaire, yet your life is worth many millions of dollars. Regardless of where you live or your circumstances, you're priceless to us here at the Infographics Show, and we appreciate you for being you. Now watch How Much is an Entire Human Body Worth?
Go out there, chase your dreams. You ain't gotta be a millionaire. You just pay these bills, y'all. Don't put the burden on somebody else, man. It's stressful. Oh my gosh, this is eye opener, man. I need to do more reactions. I need to retire faster. Oh my gosh.